Lex Fridman had a reputation. Calm, thoughtful, endlessly curious. Millions tuned in to hear him ask questions that seemed simple but cut to the core of human understanding. On a quiet autumn afternoon, Lex's studio was bathed in the soft, golden light of late afternoon. Outside, leaves skittered across the streets of Boston, but inside, an unusual tension filled the room. Today, he wasn't interviewing another AI researcher or a philosopher. Today, he was meeting someone the internet whispered about in reverent tones: Kennedy. Kennedy was a man shrouded in contradictions. Brilliant but elusive, enigmatic yet oddly familiar to anyone who followed his work. His followers called him a data whisperer, though few could explain why. The invitation to appear on Lex's podcast was itself a headline, sparking speculation across social media. What would Kennedy reveal? What secrets did he hold? Lex's opening lines were calm but direct. Kennedy, he said, leaning forward, our viewers trust numbers. They trust data. They trust the rigor of measurable truth. Can you show us the numbers behind your work? The evidence for what you claim? Kennedy's eyes gleamed, a quiet fire lighting behind them. He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he reached into his bag and pulled out a chalkboard. A simple, black, unassuming board. Lex blinked. A chalkboard, he asked, a trace of incredulity in his voice. Kennedy smiled faintly, setting the board on the stand. On it, in perfect, deliberate handwriting, was a single number. Just one. Nothing else. Lex's brow furrowed. One number, he asked. This isn't exactly what people call data. Kennedy's response was calm, almost gentle. Sometimes, he said, one number is all you need. The camera lingered on the chalkboard. The number seemed almost mundane at first glance, like it could belong in a math textbook or a statistical report. But as Kennedy began to speak, its significance began to unfold. You see, he said, we live in a world drowning in information. Thousands of graphs, millions of charts, endless streams of data points. And yet, people are confused. Overwhelmed. They lose sight of what matters. This number, he tapped the chalkboard, is not just a number. It's a measure of truth distilled from chaos. One truth that matters above all. Lex's curiosity deepened. But why only one? How can one number capture the complexity of life? Kennedy paused, his gaze far away, as if he were seeing something Lex could not. Because, he said softly, the human mind can hold only so much. We are drawn to complexity, but what transforms a life is clarity. One insight, one revelation, one number understood correctly can change everything. He leaned closer. This number represents the probability that a single action, taken with sincerity and purpose, will ripple through the world to create meaningful change. Not 1,000 actions, not 1,000,000. Just one. And yet, if understood and embraced, it alters every subsec.